Hello! Welcome everyone to my weekly Dream Team Oracle reading for June 3rd. I am Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, feel free to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Love to give this kind of guidance every week to help us to know how we can get to our highest and best lives as we move forward towards our dreams. So let's see what our dream teams have to say to us today. I've pulled 3 different decks here, and actually I'm being called to the Black Tarot. This is a tarot deck that I haven't used a whole lot very often in here, but I've used it a few times, and I kind of woke up this morning and I was like, I need to pull this deck out. This one's standing out to me. So let's see what the universe wants to say to us today. Oh, I love it. We have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is all about who am I? So I'm really feeling that this week the energy of what we need to be focusing on is your identity, focusing on who you are, who you're becoming, who you want to be. Make sure that you have a vision in mind of what that looks like. I'm hearing that a lot of us have, well, we all have dreams, goals, and desires. You know, places we want to get to, things we want to do in our lives, things we want to accomplish. Sometimes these are more personal, sometimes they're material in nature or emotional in nature. What I'm feeling is whatever the situation is with you, whatever the goal is with you, it's really important to take a moment to do a deep dive. I'm hearing meditation. Meditation in whatever form that takes for you, whether it is sitting quietly and clearing your mind of your thoughts, listening to music that gets you inspired or clears your mind, maybe going for a walk in nature, swimming, water, ocean, whatever floats your boat, coloring, drawing, painting, and get into that space where you can really sit in and listen. Listen to who you want to be, who you're becoming, who you want to be. Do that deep dive in. Why is it that you want that goal? When we get to the why, then we can understand what we need to do to move forward with it. Sometimes when we get to the why, we decide that's not really what I want. Sometimes when we get to the why, we go, oh, that makes so much more sense, and now I know the steps to take. So I feel like doing the deep dive, getting clear on who you are and who you want to be is going to make a big difference in helping you to get there. I'm also hearing again, communication is key with this. So even though the Hermit card and the Hermit's journey is a very private journey, it's something I often say to my clients, it's a deeply intimate personal journey that no one can take with you. They can support you along for the ride, but they can't actually go with you because it's a deeply intimate personal journey within. So I'm hearing that communication is really important as you're going through your week. As you're doing this deep dive, make sure you let people know that you need some quiet time, you need some space to yourself, you're just working some things out, you need some time to think about things so that others don't take your withdrawal personal or misunderstand it or misinterpret it. So be communicative about what it is that you need in taking that time. I'm also hearing some work-related things stirring up this week for everybody involved. There's going to be some, it feels like it's good, actually. It's a good stirring up. But it is going to really have you question, who am I in this position? Who am I in this work-related situation? Who am I in this career? And again, I feel that it's good. For those of you who question where you're at and question what you're doing, the positive comes in that I feel that you're going to receive some clarity on where it is that you're wanting to move towards. If you're not happy where you're at, I see that you receiving clarity on where you would be happier. So that's a real positive thing. And if you're happy in your career, you're happy in your job, what I feel with the positive shift, things getting stirred up is promotion, ideas on how to make a project better, smoother, feeling generally happier in the environment and passing that along to your coworkers and your clients. patients, customers. So lots of communication is going to be key, and don't be afraid when things get stirred up. It's all good. All right. And I have a new oracle deck called Precious Gems. It's by Maxine Gadd. And I've really been enjoying this, this deck. This one is kind of standing out to me here. And she has combined all of the beautiful crystals with wonderful, loving messages for us. So let's see what our message is. Chalcedony, conversion. So what I'm hearing this week with conversion for all of us is, again, I was picking up on that shift. It's converting ourselves from the old to the new. And I'm hearing very strongly it's important for you to allow the shift to occur. Do not get in your own way. What we resist persists. The conversion that is going to happen is happening for you and through you. These are things that maybe haven't been working quite the way you needed them to, quite the way you wanted them to. I often talk about, you know, things that no longer serve you. This isn't quite the things that no longer serve you. It's more about things that are in progress, that need to be shifted in order to be able to completely transform into what it is they're supposed to. So converting into their highest purpose. I feel like this is in reference to objects, items, and events, more so than people. This is objects, items, and events this week. Also, I'm feeling the energy of setting intention around what you want the final product to be. Interestingly enough, similar to the who am I, who do I want to be, and that process, conversion, setting an intention for the conversion makes a lot of sense where that's concerned. It's okay for you. You have the power to make these choices in your life. So it's not that life is happening to you, it's happening through you and for you. And you can set the intention to how you want that conversion to occur. You can be a part of that, co-creating the conversion so that it's really going to work best for you. And I'm hearing something about a slip knot, and I'm not even sure what a slip knot is. Obviously, it's a form of knot in a rope. So a slip knot, it feels like a slip knot is something that it feels like you can't get out of it very quickly or very easily. It seems like it's pretty tight. What I'm feeling here is to not be so rigid. Don't be so tight in your vision of what it has to look like. It's more about setting the tone on the vision of the overall picture of where you want to be, having some of the details in place, but not being sort of tight like a knot, immovable, and you know, super secure in that. It's really more about, I would say, going with the flow of it. Taking it one step at a time and evaluating how things are going within each step. So definitely a little more go with the flow. Interesting reading. So let's pull a feather from the feather jar. Willpower. So in relation to the job that you're going to be doing with who am I, sort of taking that deep dive within you, there is a certain amount of willpower that is required to make this happen. Sometimes when we do deep dives, it requires some shadow work. Shadow work is not scary. We all have the light and the dark within us. It's all a matter of getting to know what each of those things is, what they need, and then making choices on how we choose to act on the light and the dark that really shapes us and shapes who we are. Who am I? So I'm feeling like using willpower as you're doing the deep dive, not being afraid to dive into the shadow self space, using the willpower to almost like inner strength, the willpower and the inner strength to not be afraid, to examine what you see, to look in the mirror, there's no shame or blame. It's all a learning experience, and it's all there to give you some self-awareness. You can't fix something if you don't know it's broken, or if you don't know where it is or how to identify it. So I want to say it's sort of like a self-awareness journey. Use your willpower to keep you going, because I feel that there are a lot of times where you're going to be hesitant to sort of dive into that space. It's, you know, it's not always pleasant. Use your willpower to move forward with that, and trust in the process. Willpower doesn't have to be forceful. It can be a choice. So make it a choice. Also, in terms of the conversion, with the willpower, what I'm hearing in connection with the conversion is you actually don't want to use a whole lot of willpower when it comes to the conversion. You want to really go with the flow. So the willpower comes into the, I'm standing in my core, I'm standing in my truth, I'm standing in my ground. And I am taking it one step at a time and seeing where things will lead me, and I'm opening up to what the universe is presenting so that I can move forward into that space. So on one hand, the who am I, you definitely want the willpower to be able to do that deep dive, and on the other hand, you want to sort of let the willpower speak for itself, do the work on its own, because you've already set the tone, and now let it just sort of do what it is designed to do without you having to do a whole lot of work. The week of June 3rd is going to be interesting. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Once again, feel free to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also am releasing a new service that I'm very excited about. I'm going to be releasing it June 15th. It's called Winged Wisdom Oracle Readings. And if you want to check out all of the details, go to my website, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. You can also check out my Facebook page, The Black Feather Intuitive. All of the wonderful details are going to be there. But basically what's going to happen is I'm going to be doing your very own personal oracle reading, kind of a little bit like what I'm doing here, but only it's going to be personal to you for your week. So that you know very specifically and personally, as I tap into your energy, what you've got coming down the pipes for the week, so that you can really enhance your experience and feel confident moving forward towards your dreams, goals, and desires. So really looking forward to releasing that. Stay tuned for more. And otherwise, you guys have an amazing week, and we will see you next time.